Hey guys, Bruce Solomon here with California Gold Connection. Today we are going to be talking about what do I stack, gold or silver? Which one is better? Well, as the owner of California Gold Connection, I get that question quite often. People call me up and say, hey, I'm looking to buy gold and silver bullion or numismatic coins. What's the best one to collect? What do I collect? Well, what's going to be worth more? And I get these questions all the time, and really it boils down to basically two questions. Why are you stacking? And what's your budget? All right. And so if I can answer those two questions, I can steer people in the right direction. But before we get into that, what I want to do is I want to just go through and show you what's out there to stack and what is there to collect. So for those of you guys that are already stackers and you're staunch stackers, you're going to be familiar with most everything I show you. For those of you that are new out there and kind of looking for direction, I want to show you what's out there, so you can kind of get a feel for what's out there and why you might do one over another, or what have you. All right. Before we get into that, timing is everything in just about everything, right? If you look at right now, we're at the beginning of 2018, and if you have been looking into the industry, gold and silver, and you've been watching any of the news directly related to that, and you listen to economists on that subject, what you're going to hear them talking about is inflation's on the rise, the real estate's on the rise. They're talking about another bubble there already again, and they're talking about the stock market skyrocketing. That's a potential bubble coming. And then they're talking about global debt. We got many countries that are just absolutely overextended, and they're coming to a head. Everything is coming to a head. And who's the only two major countries that I can think of that's actually preparing themselves for this is Russia and China. They've been buying tons and tons of gold in these last 5 years, and to have massive stored wealth when this economy really hits us globally and really starts shaking things up. All right, they're going to be prepared. What is the United States doing? We're borrowing money from China. We're paying them cash and interest, and what are they doing with that? They're buying more gold and stacking more gold. I mean, guys, as the United States, we're in a very precarious position when it comes to our economy and what we're doing with our finances as a country, okay? So if you believe all that news or you've been reading that yourself, we are in a perfect storm as far as stacking gold or silver. If there's any time you ever thought about doing it, now's the time from all the news we're getting. Who knows what will ultimately end up happening? All those sound completely logical to me. All I know is if I have gold and silver, it's never a bad thing, all right? And from what I'm hearing, it's a great time to start if you're not stacking already. All right, so now let's just we're going to go through and look at a few things that you can stack and why and what here is what we're going to get to in a minute. But let's just go through and just show you a few things you can stack. Generally, most people start out with silver rounds. Okay, these are 1 ounce American Eagles. All right, and most people you'll see will start out there, and you'll buy them individually, or you can get them in boxes like this. There's 20 in a box, or you can buy them in any quantities you want. All right, and then you'll have actually other countries mint their own bullion. This is Canadian, right? These are Canadian maple leafs. Just show you those real quick for those of you that may or may not have those. These are Canadian maple leafs, so that's Canada's minted minted bullion. These are our U.S. minted bullion. Okay. Then you have what we call random rounds. They could be minted in numerous different mints around the world, and they'll have different motifs and all these different strikes of different people and events and all that stuff on them, and those can be fun to collect. All right. Then you have your bars, and same goes the bars. You can get the bars from all the different mints. You can get them with different cool motifs. Look at that one there, is American flag. That's kind of cool, So you can collect those type of things. Then you can get them. They pretty much go up in weights by almost every size you can think of. Here's an example of a 2 ounce Indian head and buffalo on the back. All right, that's a 2 ounce round. And then you can get them up to 10 ounce bars. You can get them up to any weight, not any weight, but big bars. But here's a good medium collector bar, a 10 ounce bar, right? Here's a couple 12 ounce cool coins there. These are 12 ounces. These are 12 troy ounces, which is 1 troy pound. So these are 1 troy pound a piece. That's pretty cool, right? Then you have your gold and silver, different collector gold. So you can get gold bars, you can get gold coins, And you can get these are 10 grams a piece. This is 1 ounce. Then you have a bunch of fractional gold you can buy. So you can get little bars, little coins. Here's our fractional. This is 1/10 ounce, a U.S. minted gold coin. That's our U.S. minted 1/10 ounce, 3.1 grams, 1 grams. You've got U.S. gold coins. It's a $5 gold coin, a $10 gold coin. Okay. And then we get into more what we call numismatics, okay? And what the difference is between a gold or silver bullion and numismatics is when you're looking for stored value and stored wealth, your goal with a silver or gold bullion is you're buying it per spot price. So whatever spot price is, your goal is to buy as close to spot price as possible and sell as close to spot price as possible. When you go to buy, you have to pay a premium over spot price because the seller needs to make money. I need to make some money, right? And when you sell it, to that person, again, that person has to make money. So you're going to end up selling it for a little below spot price because that person buying it's got to make money. All right. So your goal is to keep this value as tight as possible. So when you do go to sell, you're in profit. Once you cover that swing, now you're in profit as fast as possible. Okay, the bigger that spread is, the longer it takes for gold and silver to rise to get above what you paid for it and get you into profit. All right, so that's the thought process around gold and silver. Buy as close to spot as possible is the key for stored wealth. Numismatics is a little different story. You're taking a coin. This one is actually encapsulated and minted and certified. This coin right here, this gold coin, this is a 1911 $10 gold coin. This right here, people, as far as its numismatic is its pretty value, its quality, its stamp, its limited quantities, whether it's encapsulated and certified like this or just a random gold coin like this, that there's only so many out there, and the condition of this one's actually amazing. This is a 1911 and it's actually amazing condition. All right, people will be happy to pay more. This is 90% gold and 10% copper. People will be happy to pay more than its gold weight for this, just for the collector value of this coin itself. Okay, when it comes to numismatics, you're going to pay, when we're looking at spot price, you'll pay a premium above spot price because of its rarity, and that premium can be here or sky's the limit depending on what you're selling or what you have or what you're holding. Okay, and to a bullion stacker, gold and silver stacker, that staunch bullion collectors only, that doesn't make sense to them because they're going, why would you pay more? It's just gold and silver. All right. Well, you know what? For a numismatic collector, they're going, why would you just buy that? It's not that cool. Yeah, it's got some stored wealth, but I want some cool stuff that I can show off and it's limited. You know, it's to each their own. All right. So then we have, here's, as far as numismatics go, this is a 1 ounce American Eagle in a pretty little box in a beautiful little velvet case, little box, right? Oh, that's so pretty. And I've got guys that refuse to buy anything else. This is what they want. This is West Point Mint. This has got a certification of authenticity in here. This is a proof coin. It's beautiful, uncirculated proof. You can see the back of it there. It's a beautiful coin, right? There's guys and gals out there willing to pay quite a bit more than spot price for this because of all that. It's pretty value, all right? To a bullion collector, that doesn't make sense. To me, as a dealer, this is all just gold and silver to me. There is some numismatic stuff, high-end stuff that I don't mind with the premiums about it, but most of the stuff, this is just gold and silver to me. But people there, like I said, the numismatic community is absolutely monstrous, probably bigger than the bullion collectors themselves and stackers. So there is a market for it, and people are willing to pay it. So who am I to say you shouldn't be buying numismatic coins? And then you can go to an even bigger extreme where you have big collector items like this. These are designed and minted around major events or major themes. This happens to be a theme around the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Look at this beautiful box they do. I mean, it's gorgeous, right? And then they mint these coins. How beautiful, right? They're so pretty. Those are half-ounce gold coins right there, and then they got 4 1-ounce gold coins that even have a little enamel painting on them. They have a beautiful box, a plaque, certification of authenticity, and they have all this major effort put into making a beautiful set. Now, the gold and silver value, you got an ounce of gold in there and 4 ounces of silver. People will pay a much greater price for this than they would if they were just buying gold or silver because they enjoy the collector value of this. All right. So those are kind of some of the options, some of the basic, and then you get to more of the extreme options like this. That's just a few things I grabbed here. One thing I didn't grab, and there's an example of it, is what we call junk silver in the industry. It's U.S. minted coins, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars that are pre-1965, and they have 90% silver in them. Now, there's some exceptions to that. There's some nickels that have some silver in them. Some half dollars have 40% silver instead of 90% silver, depending on the date. But in general, we call those in the industry junk silver. Those are our U.S. minted coins pre-1965 that have a silver value to them. And those will have generally more value as their silver weight than they will their numismatic value. Now, like I said, what constitutes a numismatic coin? It's anything that makes it more rare or collectible than its intrinsic value of silver or gold content. All right, and that is per market perception. So now we go back to what to collect. My why, actually, let's look at the why. Is more what I meant to say. Why do I collect and what do I collect? It depends on your personality trait and what your goal is with it. As we said, bullion, solid gold or silver bullion. If your idea is just stored wealth, I could care less what it looks like. I want to put my money in it. I want to put it in the safe and never look back at it until I absolutely need it at the end of the day. That is what I would suggest is gold or silver bullion U.S. minted. And why do I say that? U.S. minted coins, whether it's gold or silver, are a known quantity. At the end of the day, when you go to sell this, we live in the United States, right? Now, if you don't live in the United States, I would suggest your local minted coin if you just care about stored wealth, whether it's fractional gold or these 1 ounce gold coins like I had in here or silver. This is a known quantity in the United States. So a lot of you guys that live in more rural areas, your buyers may not be too hep on all this craziness you can get into here with all these different random rounds. And, you know, they may understand that there's silver at some point, but they may want to knock you down in price a little bit because they're not too familiar with that. Here, they should keep the price up because they're very familiar with the U.S. minted rounds, silver or gold, all right? So stored wealth, any financial planner you talk to will typically tell you 10 to 20% of your portfolio should be in precious metals. So if that's your goal, stick with U.S. minted bullion. Now, if you stack in silver and you like to have a combination of crazy bars and crazy rounds and cool stuff like an American flag, silver bar, well then, more power to you. Still, try to keep that price as close to spot price as possible, but go collect a random stuff. Get some different minted stuff from other countries. It's very cool. It can be very cool. So you might fall in that scheme in the middle where you not only want stored wealth, but you want a bunch of cool stuff. You enjoy the coin look. You enjoy the different shapes and sizes, and you enjoy the different motifs and different mints. If that's your speed, then you can go that direction. You're still going to be playing tight to spot price as your goal, okay? Then if you're on, and that goes with gold or silver. So here's gold. If you're, gold or silver. The same process follows. If you're into numismatics, you like the collector value, you like to look at all your coins, but you want them limited editions and you want things people have very hard time to get and they carry a numismatic value. No, you're going to pay more premium for those over spot price, but they can be worth more because there is a market out there for them and they will go up in value. The more scarce it gets, the more valuable you have. A lot of these things are minted, particularly the encapsulated ones. A lot of these bullion that's released is released in series, and the guys want to collect the whole series. And MS70s are the best quality. They'll like to fill their collection out with the MS70s. There's a grading. When you grade these things, PCGS is MS70s, I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. So you have a grading system, 1 to 70. All right, so they'll grade things individually. Guys start collecting these things and they'll take anything to build a series. And then once they get those, it's like a competition amongst them, amongst their collector coin friends, and they start looking for those MS70s. So as numismatic value, MS69 to an MS70 coin can have a drastic difference in value because people like to hang on to those MS70s. So when one comes available, it can garner a lot more premium, all right? If that's your thing and that turns your crank, go for it. And if you have the money for it, enjoy yourself, right? Do that. All right, now it's what do I buy? And I'm going to say, we've already talked about what your personality trait is and what intrigues you. Now it boils down to your budget, really, right? You can only buy what you can afford. So again, silver is a great place to start because it's a very low barrier to entry. Silver is $17 and change an ounce right today as we speak. You'll pay a premium over that, but it's a lot cheaper to get into silver than say gold, right? A 1 ounce gold. What I suggest is get into silver, start collecting silver, and building your stack up that way, and then you can even start migrating into the bigger stuff as you go. And once you're comfortable there, well, then you can start small with your budget and start buying some fractional gold stuff and start adding gold to your portfolio. And then you can start moving up. These are 10-gram bars. You can start moving up to a little bit bigger, and you can get up to your 1 ounce stuff, and so on and so forth, right? And then if you want to add some numismatic stuff that you really enjoy, maybe you hunt or fish or you're a comic collector or something, and there's gold and silver coins that are on those themes, and you want one of those because that appeals to you, buy one, you know? So that's what I would suggest. The what and why and what's better, gold or silver, whatever fits your personality. That's what I'm going to tell you. Both have a great value. You'll get guys arguing that gold or silver's gone up more than gold over time percentage-wise. It's smart to have both, all right? They will always be worth something. They will always have an intrinsic value. It has had since the beginning of time, and that's not going to change until the end of time, all right? One last thing I'm going to leave you with. When it comes to stacking gold or silver, you want to take something into consideration. Our goal when you're stacking gold and silver is to hang on to this forever, whether it's stored wealth or collecting, right? However, reality has a way of jumping into our lives, and sometimes you just need some emergency cash. Well, if I'm only collecting 1 ounce gold and I need $300 in an emergency, I got to sell this whole thing to get my 300 bucks. All right? Say I can get 1,300 bucks for this. I got $1,000 extra cash on me that I didn't really need for the emergency, and you know how we are, we're going to blow it. And we just made a big ding in our gold and silver pile, or gold pile in this example, because of it, unless you're super disciplined and get that $1,000 back into gold and silver, right? Well, that's why no matter what type of collector you are, silver, bullion, and 1 ounce rounds is a great way to have stored wealth and a perfect rainy day fund or emergency fund. If I just need a few $100, I can just take out as many coins as I need and go down to a guy like me and say, hey, I'm looking for a few $100 and just sell what you need to sell to get that emergency cash, and you've minimized the ding into your stack. Okay, does that make sense? And even your fractional gold stuff, it's great to have fractional gold. If you want to get into the gold and buy 1 ounce, it's great, but break some of it up into fractional gold for the same exact reason. You just have to go sell what you need to get your emergency cash, all right? That's it in a nutshell, guys. This is not a very new channel, but I haven't posted a bunch here, so I'm starting to do that. What I want you to do for me is I want you to comment below and tell me what you're stacking and what you like and why, all right? So that would be great. That would be great for the community. We don't need to get in arguments about what's best. Realize that everybody has their own individual reasons for why they're doing it and their own personal preferences, and it's all okay. What I say is if you're stacking, you're in the right direction, all right? Until the next video, I appreciate the likes and comments below, and keep on stacking. God bless. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.